Okay, good evening, everybody. Good evening to you. Good evening to you. Welcome to another Saturday Night Live. My name is Mr. Charles. By now, you should know I am an IT guy. IT teacher, technology lover, person who loves to teach on IT. So, welcome. So let's just share the link to our friends and family all over the world, wherever they may be. And get them on the inside. Morning, everybody. Welcome to my mods. That would be tonight. I have Jared, Ren, and Javish and Spanish. Ooh, 4 mods tonight, boy. What? Are they expecting our crowd? Who's if I know Bella Ramdeen? I don't know anybody named Bella. I know somebody named Isabella, but long story short, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, share that link in your places of sharing. The link is in the what's called this place in the chat. Wait. Yeah, right. Yeah, share the link. Let's get ready to rumble. No, I'll get copyrighted for that. All right, let's go. Ready to begin? All right, don't forget to click the little thumbs up, like, and stuff. And we will begin. She's your cousin? Oh, how nice. Nice to have a cousin. Yeah. All right, so let's start by me explaining what happens when you install Windows. Well, what happens when you have to install Windows is that there is Windows, MS Windows, Microsoft Windows, right? Which is basically what you get with any laptop at any point in time. No issues there. No issues there. Oops, my bad. That was supposed to happen. Right, you install Windows, and then when you install Windows, you will be I know. Hold on, I have to share this link for somebody before they say I didn't share it with them. All right, cool, yeah. So you would share, you would get Microsoft Windows and tell yourself, all right, cool, I have a brand new computer, I have a brand new laptop. Like most people would have bought the little desktop, the little laptop for Black Friday sale or whatnot. And then you get it, and it comes with something called S mode. And S mode is short for, quote unquote, safe. I don't know if it's safe mode, but it's like I'm buying Windows and you get in a mode that's called S mode. That S mode basically means that you are downloading new Windows. You are downloading Windows, and it comes with a kind of lock. S mode basically means locked. Right, now when that comes in lockdown mode, basically what is going to happen is that you have to, one, you will have to use your Microsoft account, use Outlook /live / what's the other one? Outlook /live /Hotmail. You'll have to use an Outlook or my Live or Hotmail account for it to be able to work. The second thing is that it has to you have to use what is it called, this thing? You have to use only Microsoft approved apps. So that means you can't go on the internet and download a file, a exe file, and install it, and it will work. That doesn't work. So what you need to do is you need to take that mode off, because S mode is not cool. S mode is kind of restrictive. It's kind of like what happens with like a Chromebook. A Chromebook only allows you to use apps that are in their Chrome Web Store and apps that are in the Android apps in the Play Store. Apple does this too. Basically, all of them do this where they tell you, well, when you try to install a third-party app or you try to download something from the internet and install it, it will tell you what you are downloading may not be safe and yada 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 and all that kind of stuff. And you just kind of like, oh, okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm trying to install Chrome. Because basically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to make sure that you use only their applications. And when you use only their applications, that's a smart way for them to make it to use Edge now. So it'd be like, okay, if you use Microsoft Edge, you'll get the best performance and all that stuff, and you won't run into any problems and performance issues and all that kind of thing. But you like, no, I don't want Edge, I want Chrome. Please let me download Chrome. But when you try to download Chrome, you'll get a message saying, nope, you are in S mode. And S mode is going to basically stop you from downloading it. So I did a video capture from a laptop I had to install this week, and I'm going to go through the process of what you have to go through to change it from S mode into normal mode, and also be free of making sure that your account is not in you don't have to use an email address, because they catch you with that too, where you have to log in with your email address every single time, which is not very practical, because you don't want to have to log in with your email address every time you use your laptop, even though you can pop in after. But so let's go with the video. Right, so now when you first start up the laptop, it will ask you if you want to set the region, right? So the region you're going to set it to is United States, because, well, that's the region you bought it from, right? So we could live with the United States. That's not an issue. There are many other regions, but just use the United States. That way you'll get a keyboard, which is the United States keyboard, because the real problem is when you get to this point, it will ask you for a keyboard. And the keyboard layout is going to say what kind of keyboard layout you want. Now, in case you didn't know, the US keyboard layout and the UK keyboard layout is two different, with the United Kingdom layout, it's two different layouts. So, on the UK layout, I think the semicolon, not the semicolon, the question mark, something is in a different place, and you have to swap it. So, just choose the US keyboard layout, that's the one you're accustomed to, right? So you choose the US keyboard layout, and then you click yes. And then it'll ask you, do you want to put a second keyboard layout? You're like, no, skip, I don't want that. And then the moment of truth happens. This here is where they catch you. They catch you here because they will ask you to connect to the internet. And when you connect to the internet, automatically it's going to start to connect to Microsoft servers and ask you to install updates and all that kind of thing. And you're going to have to put in your email address. Once you connect to a network, there is no turning back. They have made no way possible for you to come back from signing in. So I get catch with this a few times, well, where I like, oh yeah, just connect to Wi-Fi. When you connect to Wi-Fi, it's asking for an email account. But I'm setting the laptop up for somebody else. So I don't know their email address and I don't know their password. So it's kind of weird when you're setting it up for a user and you don't have their email address or their password. So what you have to do is you need to kind of like not connect to a network. So as soon as it tells you don't connect to the network, you see at the bottom left hand side, it says I don't have internet. Now, you actually do have internet, but what you're trying to do is you're trying to say, I want to set up this computer without using the internet. Because if I set it up using the internet, it's going to connect to the servers, and I'm going to have to put in my user name and password, your email address and password. And when you put in your email address and password, bad stuff happens because you now have to sign up for a whole set of different things, and the computer will automatically download Skype. It will try to download Teams. It will do all sorts of stuff to you that you really don't want to happen. So I would click I don't have internet. So when I click I don't have internet, it's like, okay, cool. But watch this. As soon as you click I don't have internet, they will come and be like, no, trust me, there's more to discover when you connect to the internet. You'll get advanced security and privacy. You'll have free access to Office Online, Outlook, Skype, and more. And you'll unlock the best Windows 10 features. Please connect online, I beg you. Because basically, what Microsoft is trying to do, or Windows is trying to do, is trying to make sure that you sign in with your email address so you could lock yourself into like their ecosystem. Even though Microsoft ecosystem is really not ecosystem-ish, Microsoft ecosystem is kind of not that good. Yeah, not that good. But we ain't really gonna go too much into that. I'm really gonna like fight on that. So you will see connect now or continue limited setup. So basically they ask you to connect to the internet first, and then after you say no, I don't have internet, they ask you to connect now. Imagine, that's kind of like not cool. It's like, I just told you I don't have the internet, and then as soon as I've told you that I don't have the internet, you are telling me connect now. That's literally begging me to connect to the internet. I don't want to do that. I really don't want to. So when I click continue with limited setup, it will be like, okay, cool, continue with limited setup. Ta-da! I get to create an account that's local, and the local account is going to save me the trouble of having to register and sign up and all that kind of stuff, right? So I'll see the software agreement. If you have the time to sit around and read through all of this, then cool. If not, let me tell you what it says. It says you're using a computer, the computer has software on it, and you should use the software properly. And if anything goes wrong or anything bad happens because of it, then you are at fault. And yeah, you click accept your little software agreement, and pass over the legal jargon and move on. And then you have to put in who is going to be using the PC, which I won't let you see because yeah. Right, yeah, so you have to put in who's using the PC. Let me see if it, no, it didn't go in yet. Hurry up. I have to look at my phone to find the video. Oh, I did blank it out. Hey, I'm smart, right? Yeah. So what happens is I'll put in the name of the person who's using the computer, which is you, or the person that you're setting it up for. And then after you put it in, they will ask you to create a password. The screen is blank because I purposefully blanked it out because I didn't want the person's name to be seen. So it will come back up just now. I'll guarantee you that I'm here for a reason. I'm just, I'm right here. I'm right here. This is me getting bigger and getting smaller. Me getting bigger, getting smaller. Getting bigger, getting smaller. Nothing important. I take real long to do this, boy. Oh no, I have to go to my WhatsApp to find the person's name. Right. Good. Then it asks me to create a super memorable password. So I'll put in the super. Right, good. Then this is where some other stuff happens. They have a lot of privacy things that you could choose, right? So they want offline speech recognition. Do you want that on? You could take it off. Find my device, yes or no? Well, most likely you're not going to be able to find a device because it's a laptop and it probably don't have any GPS in it. Then you have ink and typing, inking and typing. Do you want to be able to ink and type? Yes, if it's a touchscreen, that's good. Location, should it be able to check your location? Well, yeah, you could let Microsoft not check your location if you want to. Diagnostic data, do you want to send that also? And do you want tailored experiences? basically, Windows is going to try to, you know, tailor the experience. But they didn't really do it too well because, I mean, honestly, Microsoft don't put much effort into their ecosystem. They just put effort into Office, and they put effort into sending Windows updates twice a year and and breaking some computers. But that's like when you buy real cheap ones. If you buy good ones, the manufacturers usually make sure that the updates will work properly before they allow you to install it. But long story short, you click in accept. You can take off whichever one you want and be like, okay, cool, no problem. I can take off whatever I feel like. And then I click accept and I will accept it. And then this thing here, device history. So if you have multiple Windows devices, they will ask you about, you know, do you want to sync it so that you'll be able to get your information going across from one Windows device to another. And then they'll ask if you want to use Cortana. Cortana is like, no, I don't want to use Cortana. Right. So depending on the manufacturer that you have, who you bought it from, like this was a Lenovo laptop, they'll ask you if you want to protect your device, and it will tell you that Lenovo has an ID or whatnot. You don't need to set up anything from the device. So it could be HP, it could be Lenovo, it could be whoever. You don't need to set up all that. Just click next and move on. Nothing bad will happen. And then it will say almost done setting up, and it will take all the time to set it up. And then it will say hi. We're getting everything ready for you. I hope you're okay. Is this to your liking? That kind of futuristic robot vibes that, you know, that they will let you know we're setting up your PC, do not, right? So basically, this sets it up with a local account. Now, the reason I'm letting you know that you have to set it up with a local account is because yeah, it will take up some time. Come here, boy. Yeah, if I have any tips on building a PC, especially a budget build, come on my Instagram live every Tuesday night and Thursday night, and we could talk about building a PC and budget builds. I will let you know, because I'm currently in the process of pricing lots of items for my PC that I want to build in January. So yeah, Tuesday night and Thursday night, Instagram live. Follow me on Instagram. You'll see my Instagram stuff here at makeITsimpleTT. So over here, yeah, follow that on Instagram, and you should be there. All right, so leave everything to us. So we'll say do not turn off your PC. Almost there. And ta-da! The first thing that will meet you is Microsoft Edge, because they need to update their old Microsoft Edge to the new Microsoft Edge, which admittedly is a good browser. It works fast because it's built on Chromium, and once it's built on Chromium, it will work faster because the Chromium WebKit is much more, not WebKit, sorry, the Chromium engine. Can't remember the name of the engine. WebKit is the one that's used for Safari. The one for Chromium is, I can't remember the name, but the technology behind Chromium, which is behind Chrome, is what is powerful. Now, if I wanted to, and I was going to try to download Chrome or download anything on this computer, it would tell me, nah, we can't allow you to do that. Why wouldn't it allow me to do that? Is because it's in S mode. S mode, as I said, is like their safe mode, where they only allow you to do things from their site. Notice I haven't connected to the internet yet because I really ain't feeling that them updates and all that stuff. So eventually I'm going to connect to the internet. Now, the reason I'm going to connect to the internet is because I need to put in my password to connect to the internet. So usually when I connect, the first thing I do is I'll run Windows updates and get everything up to date, which, you know, have been going okay so far. I mean, for the past year or so, what was I say, Christopher? Oh, yeah, told a relative to stop updating. It kept breaking everything. Now I have to update it. Yeah. Yeah. So the updates for the past, let me see. The last 3 updates have been okay. The ones before that, whoa, they were causing problems. on cheaper machines, like on more expensive machines, like more high-end machines, the drivers would update automatically. But yeah. Was that sheet? You've officially switched to the new Edge now that you can install any Chrome extension? Yes, the new Edge can install any Chrome extension. I kind of recommended it to a few people who are not techie, and I didn't want to tell them to download Chrome. Yeah. Okay, so this is the important part here. When you go to the Start menu, they have a section called Switch Out of S Mode. Switch out of S Mode. Switch out of S Mode, basically what you have to look for first. If you get the laptop and it comes in S mode. So let me see if I could find an example of one of them in S mode so that you kind of get. Usually the cheaper laptops, they come with Windows 10 in S mode. Windows 10 in 10 in S mode. Right. See if I can find one. Okay, so let's look at this guy here. This is right. This is a Acer laptop. Pretty cheap, right? Usually, as I said, usually the cheaper ones are the ones that usually come in S mode. So this is 364 US. That's real cheap for a laptop. Well, you can see that when you have 4 gigs of RAM and you're using a Ryzen 3. So it's not gonna be very up there in the specs. Usually cheaper ones, and then it says Windows 10 in S mode. Now a lot of people like I can't tell you the amount of people get caught with this because they say, yeah, it have Windows 10 on it, because they looked at the Amazon stuff and they was like, most people who looking for budget stuff, they would just be like, hey, the price set is real good, and they will send a message to me and be like, is this a good buy? Is this a good buy? And I'll be like, yeah, it's a good buy if you just want to do basic things. But remember, a lot of people have when it comes to computers, they have champagne taste and Morby money, right? Because, well, it's COVID 2020, we don't want to spend too much money and all that kind of stuff. So they have, they want to be able to do video editing, and they want to do this and they want to do that, and they want to like edit pictures and all that kind of stuff. But they don't want to spend plenty money on a good laptop that'll be able to do it. So usually they will just go on Amazon and say, okay, cool, I'm looking for something around this price. And they will see the price. And then they'll watch it and be like, oh yeah, it have a AMD Ryzen. That's what he said to look for. Even though they say a 3, and they should look for like a 5 or a 5 or 7. You know? To have something named graphics. Yes. That means it have graphics on it. I could play game. No, you can't. Don't lie to yourself, right? You can't, right? And then 4 gigs of DDR4, which is like 1/4 the RAM that my laptop will have, or a good one will have. You're looking for like an 8 gig or 16 gig. And then they see a 120 gig, and then they see SSD. They're like, yeah, SSD is good. Okay, cool. Then you see like, hey, that Windows 10. All right, cool. So that's everything I need. Click, buy, add to cart, whatever you have to do, and everybody move on in life. But when you see this Windows 10 in S mode, then they open up the laptop and they realize they're trying to download programs to install, and the programs can't install because they're not in the Microsoft Store. And that's the problem. When it's in S mode, they only allow you to install apps that are in the Microsoft Store, and I don't like that. That's not cool. I want to be able to go and download an app if I want to. If I want to install Chrome, I want to go to google.com/Chrome and install Chrome. I don't need it to tell me that, my app is not allowed. So when I see switch out of S mode, that's what I'm looking for. So you go in the start menu. The only time you'll see this is when you're actually in S mode. So you go into the start menu, click switch out of S mode, and you click that. And then it will give you the option to switch out of S mode. Now here's the trick. The problem is, to switch out of S mode, you have to go to the Office store, the Microsoft Store. So I click to go on the Microsoft Store, and guess what they're gonna make me do? Guess. they are going to tell me, yeah, no problem. You could switch out of S mode if you want. But if you come out of S mode, you will never be able to go back. Read it carefully. You may want to think twice of switching out of S mode, especially if performance and peace of mind are your top priorities. S mode was designed for security, speed, and simplicity, offering thousands of Microsoft verified apps and Microsoft Edge, the fast, safe web browser. Please note you will not be able to return to S mode once you have switched. So it's like the kind of warning where they tell you, you don't do this. Trust me, you don't want to do this, John. Don't switch out, John. Don't switch out. And yeah. And then it just kind of like, okay, whatever. And then you click next. Get. But in order to get S mode, you have to sign in. And that is where it gets annoying. Like for me to switch out of your locked mode, I have to sign in to your to the computer. You have to now, authorize me and all that kind of stuff, and then and only then I'll be able to get in. And that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool at all. So like, so this is me signing in with my email account, right? So I'm currently signing in. Yeah, Christopher, the Microsoft Store suffering the same problem that the Windows Phone there. If you don't get apps, if you don't get people to buy in and make apps for your device, then you will literally have nobody wanting to use it. If the Windows App Store was, oh wait, that finished already. Okay. So once I signed in, it'll be like, use this account everywhere on your device. And I like, no, I don't want to use this account. The only reason I'm using this account is because you're forcing me to use it. I didn't want to. So I'll choose for Microsoft apps only. The reason I'm choosing for Microsoft apps only is because I don't want to get caught in the trap. Like I get caught in the genjutsu. And I don't want that to happen. Save me. Right, so I'll make this thing too big now. Right, yeah. Put that back there. Cool. No, I didn't. I still make it too big. Smaller. Alright. Okay, cool. Yeah. So they're telling me, you have to use your account. I was like, alright, no problem, I'll use my account. So when I use my account, I choose Windows app only, and then I click next. And now I have the ability to get out of S mode. But you realize that they got their ultimate goal. Their ultimate goal was to get me to sign in. So I signed in. And I was caught. So when I click out of S mode, it says to install the app again, remove from device, blah, blah, blah. So I click, and I click remove from device. And then just like that, in 5 seconds, it will take me out of S mode, which means I can install any app that I want. And of course, it's going to send me to a website. And the pop-up is basically, I can't show you this because it have all my user account information and stuff on it, right? But the pop-up, it basically says, you are now signing out of S mode, you are doing this, you are a bad person, don't do this again, because, XYZ and all that stuff that was coming up on the page. And I was like, Microsoft, it's okay, it's okay. I don't want to, I just genuinely don't want to use S mode. Like, are you mad at me? Are you trying to stop me? Don't go, please don't go. Stay here. Be my friend. Cortana, I don't like you. And Cortana is like, no, but I love you, Andre. I love you. And I was like, nah, it's cool. So I can't remember what I was doing here. I think I had, because I signed into 10 different devices, I had to take off each one of them. But me and Cortana is not friends. Like I could use Windows pretty efficiently, and I'm not on Cortana. Me and Cortana could not be friends. It's okay. No issues there. Right, so anybody has any questions while this happening? Because when you click out of S mode, basically Microsoft will be like, do anything possible to stop you. Because it's like, no, don't leave. Don't ever leave me. I'm your friend. Trust me. I'll be there for you. And stuff like that. All right, let me see if I could skip forward a little bit on the video. 9:28. Let's go up to... All right. Okay, good. So the next thing now I have to do is after I have signed into my account to take off S mode, now my account is linked with the computer. You notice like the government the government laptop screensaver accounts, because it's synced with my previous account because I signed in with this account on one of the ministry laptops, and the ministry laptop kind of sync up all my information because I wasn't smart enough then. Well, I didn't realize what they were doing then. So automatically give this wallpaper. So now I have to go to email and accounts after, right? And you realize that my account is now linked to this machine. Even though I told Microsoft I want to come out of S mode, in order to come out of S mode, they made me sign in, which is what I was initially trying not to do when I set up the laptop, right? Because I set up the laptop and I didn't want to sign in. But because I had to come out of S mode, they were like, haha, we can catch you now. And I had to sign in. So I had to go by settings, sign in and accounts, or email and accounts. And then I have to go and now click on my account. Now to sign out is even worse, because when you click manage, it will give you some pop-up and it will carry it to our website. But I didn't want that. I want to actually remove my account. So to remove your account requires you to do some weird things. I didn't want to go into the browser and put my password. Now, the problem with this is I figured this out. But the average Joe who sets up a laptop is not going to figure this out. They're just going to, like, click and sign in and all that stuff, and you're kind of lost in the matrix. So in order to sign out of my account, I have to click go by email and accounts, go by sign in options, not sign in options, your info, and then I have to go from your info and click stop using, that's it, boy? Stop signing into all Microsoft apps automatically. So I have to click on stop signing into Microsoft apps automatically. And then after I click that, then it will say, okay, good. Now I could not sign in automatically. And then I could go back to email and accounts and then sign out. It is like, to me, every time I have to do this, I have to do something different to be able to sign out of my account. So then I click here, and now I see the ability to remove my account, which is like, you're getting quicksand, and once they put you in, it's so hard to get out. Yeah. So Microsoft kind of move a little shady here in terms of trying to make sure you're linked to this email account. And because they want you to link to this email account, it's literally lock in. So I click remove, and then I remove my login from it. And once I remove my login, it will not be linked to my account anymore. It will be a totally local account for the person that I set it up for. And then we'll have to go back and change the wallpaper to not be the Ministry of Education stuff. Right, and then this laptop was now ready to give to somebody so that they'll be able to use and download it, because you know what would happen, right? If the person got this laptop and then they try to install Zoom for their child to use, Zoom wouldn't work because Zoom is not a part of the Microsoft Store. Or they try to install something else, it wouldn't work because everything is in the Microsoft Store. S mode is basically trying to say, in order for me to work, in order for you to use this laptop, you have to download everything from the Microsoft Store. And that's not something you want to have to do. That's kind of annoying. And that's my problem with Windows and signing in. Like, it's a problem, and it's a problem that so many people have. Like, over the years of setting up Windows 10 just have a different way of setting up each time, because Microsoft is literally trying to work hard to take advantage of this ecosystem capability that they have, but they try to do it the wrong way. Instead of getting people to like using Windows, which in Windows 10 honestly is not that bad compared to, like, Windows 8, which was horrible. But using Windows 10 is similar to like using Windows 7, where you don't really have much friction issues, you don't really have much drama and all that, except it's real old hardware. And you have the really old hardware, and you take the old hardware and you try to install Windows 10 on it. So like those old laptops that have 2 gigs of RAM, are old Intel Celeron processor and those things, yeah, Windows 10 and that, they're gonna get vexed because you'll have all sorts of driver issues. But like newer Windows laptops and thing, not the cheap ones, like the ones that, with the little salt and thing, they are okay. And they work really well. Windows 10 has done me no wrong. I just don't like the sign-up process for Microsoft. Microsoft sign-up process is basically saying, hey, we have an ecosystem and we want you to join it. And we're going to force you to join it. And the only way to get out is if you climb over this barbed wire fence to get out. And I can't really, I don't like, yeah, that's not cool. All right, so let me get some of your questions on the inside before I get ready to head out. Let's see, questions. Where is my chat box? All right, here comes the chat. All right, let's see. Chic 1982. Do you ever recommend Linux? I'd recommend Linux to a non-tech person. Or if I give somebody who is non-techie and I give them Linux, I'll just install Ubuntu and I'll show them where the store is and how to install things, and that's it. And they will just basically be using the browser. Because the only people I'll ever recommend Linux to would be developers who are like building apps and things. And yeah, if they're building apps and they know what they're doing. But Linux is not really human, like made for normal humans. It has certain flavors that are very, very, very user-friendly and whatnot, and they use the Genome IDE, and there's the Genome IDE and then there's the KDE IDE, like the user interface, but I don't really recommend it too much for people. If you want to use Linux, it must be that you know a little bit about technology and you're willing to troubleshoot. It's not for basic people. That basic people thing not really gonna work out too well. All right, any other questions? Christopher, what you said, I really love the Windows Phone, big supporter of it, but alas, we knew the way that went. I don't think I ever buy a Windows Phone. Nah. I was on Android way before. No. There were Windows phones. Back in like before the iPhone, HTC used to make Windows phones. I almost bought one, but I don't know, I probably couldn't afford it at that point in time. I can't remember. I probably was like finishing university or some kind of thing like that. And I was going to buy a smartphone, but the smartphones were Windows phones, yes, but I'm not too sure. It was either that or a BlackBerry, but I didn't buy a BlackBerry. I never had a BlackBerry because I wasn't really on that BlackBerry life. That BlackBerry thing, everybody had one, and they used to feel special, and I kind of used to go against anybody, anything that was super popular and everybody liked it and whatnot. I was just never one that would follow the trends, because yeah. So I almost bought a Windows phone, But by that time, Android just came out, and the first Android phone, which is the HTC G1, I had that phone. I don't think anybody else knew about Android around that time. Um, let's see if I can find it. If I search my Amazon orders, I might be able to find it. HTC G1. Yeah, you could see that the very, very, very first Android phone, I ordered it back in 2008, December 16, 2008. T-Mobile G1 HTC Android Google Smartphone Black. Yeah. It didn't have an image fit anymore. It didn't even have a headphone jack. So I had to order no. This was for another type of phone. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, 2008 was the first smartphone I bought, which was this HTC G1. I don't know if you all know what HTC G1 is. It was like before your time, kids. It looked like this. This was my first phone, my first smartphone before it was stolen. You may ask yourself, why would somebody want to keep this? But this is what Android used to look like back in 2008. This is... It used to slide up, and it had a keyboard, and it had a trackball like a BlackBerry. It had a home button, a call button, a back button, and an end button. And a menu button too. And the app drawer used to slide up from here. And each of the icons, oh yeah, ooh, wow. This was rough. This was rough. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That was me sidetracking there. That was my first smartphone. I bought that with my own money. I don't think anybody else had one. This was when people bought a iPhone. So some people had an iPhone and I had this. And I don't even know if Bluetooth was, yeah, Bluetooth was working properly and it had 3G and stuff. It was connecting. Okay. All right, so that is it. I have succeeded in my goal of showing you how to remove S mode from a computer, and nobody else has any questions. I thank you very much for your wonderful time. Every Saturday night. I don't know what I'll do next week Saturday. Next week Saturday is closer to Christmas time, so I might do something about some of the things people are ordering. Like every week people ask me questions and I get inspiration from the questions they ask me during the week. So we'll see how that goes. So I'll see you all next week. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much, mods. I appreciate you coming and laughing and whatnot. And Christopher, thank you very much again for your questions. You all have a good night. I mean, good fight. Guess no, I'll switch to the mute on. Good fight. Good night.